Hi there. This project just about killed me. And here's how it went. Welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle, in case you haven't been here before. Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you. I decided to make a halter top dress, and it took way longer than expected, and I had way more problems than expected. The pattern I was using was s9949. It's a simplicity pattern. Should be really easy. It's only 6 panels with a facing for the bottom, facing for the top, and it's a halter dress. Shouldn't be too difficult. The sizing did not match up. Usually I can look at the sizing, make the alterations, and be fine. Didn't work. I mean, it did, but it didn't. So the dress, when I was done stitching it, I thought I was done because it was done. But then I put it on. When I was trying it on during the making process, I thought it was just a super low back. No big deal. I'll just make a modesty piece for the back and it's fine. But then I finished it and I put it on, and it was 5 inches too big around the waist. It fit in the bust. It fit in the hips. I didn't add anything to the pattern. I thought, according to the measurements, it should fit. I'm just going to make it. That was my mistake. So if you make this dress, definitely make a mock-up. So in the end, it took me 2 weeks. I did make the dress. I did not need the modesty piece once I took out that spare inches around the waist. And also, no matter what I did, I could not get rid of a buckle in the front, which you'll see when I try on the dress. It's not as noticeable as it was when I first finished the dress. I've altered it and tucked and pinned and stitched and tailored it the best I could. I couldn't redo it because the fabric I got was from remainders, and it was literally 100% all that they had left. And I only had very few scraps left when I was done cutting the gown. I made a detachable bow. So it came out really cute. Don't get me wrong. That being said, here's some of my sewing process, and then I will show you the dress. I was trying to lay out the fabric for this dress, I realized that I was short like a yard to be able to cut it out all the direction that it was supposed to go. So what I did instead was I printed out a second set of the pattern pieces and I laid them out on the fabric so that I could put them as close together as possible and still have a functional dress. So there are a few pieces that I may need to cut out of some white cotton or muslin or some other fabric to be able to make the dress entirely. So if you are like me and you're like, I'm determined to get this dress out of this fabric, you might have success with this method. I have done it multiple times and it's worked out every time so far. So I'm just going to show you really quick what I did. So for the front of the dress, I actually have the two pieces taped together at the center because it was supposed to be cut on a fold. So that is how I did the fold. I just did one piece, but I taped the pieces together so that it makes the entire front. For pieces such as the pockets, I put one side right side up and one side upside down. The reason that you do this, and also you can see I did that with the front of the dress too. The reason that you do that is so that you have one right and one left side, because if you cut them both on the fabric the same direction, you're going to have two of the same side of the garment. So just make sure that if you're going to do this, you have one right and one left so that you don't have to recut and waste fabric. All right, so I'm going to try to walk you through this process a little bit. I got bored with the instructions. It happens frequently. So essentially what I'm doing is I am starting with the pieces that the pockets attach to. Lost my pincushion again. So first, I'm going to sew the pockets to the marked places on the side seams before I stitch the side pieces together. So let's do that. Okay, so what I like to do with the pockets, hopefully you can see this here, is I like to stitch down from the top and stop at where the marking is where I started the pocket, and then flip these out and then stitch around. And the reason I do that is because I like to finish my seams completely. I don't like to just snip them or leave them raw. I like to do a double fold, and I can't do that very well if I stitch over this. So this is how I do my pocket seams. So I have been working on this dress for almost a week and a half. It's taking longer than I expected because of a couple of reasons. One, I had a little issue getting this to lay fairly flat. It fit across the front of the bust, but at the top, for some reason, it was gaping open. So I've pulled this in a bit on the sides and tried to resituate that. So I think I've got that settled, but then I realized this dress is very low cut, and I did not realize that when I was picking out the pattern. So I'm doing this to kind of fix the issue. I am going to leave the back low cut, but I'm going to put a piece to strap across the back to cover the bra strap, because I cannot wear bra straps that come down here. They just don't do what they need to do. So I'm going to make a piece to put over here, and then I'm going to make a detachable bow to put on the back. So I'll have a big bow, but if I don't want to use it, say if I'm going to wear a sweater or something, I can take the bow off and it won't cause distortion on my back. So those are the things that I'm needing to fix on this, and it's taking me more time than I thought it would because I was trying to mentally figure out how to fix this issue. But other than that, the dress is almost done. So let me get to making this extra piece. I must be careful because I have a ton of pins, but I'll adjust how tight these straps are when I'm ready to actually situate them. But this is how the back looks on, and I think I got it just right. So it's not sitting right because I have pants. It's not sitting right because I have pants under here, but it has just a little bit of gap here for the low back. And then this part is covering the bra, which I wanted it to do. So
why didn't I see it sooner?
that's how that's going. Now I need to figure out my bow, because I want to put a bow on this, but I don't want to always have to wear the bow. So let me get this thing off and then I will figure that part out. I failed to record how I made my bow. So it's actually quite simple. I had never made a bow before, but I saw a tutorial online. If you want me to make a video on how to make this bow, let me know. But I'm sorry I didn't record it. I can make another one if you want me to show you. But to do the removable part, I actually used a clip that is made for like suspenders. But I stitched it to the back of the bow so that it clips on the top of the dress on the back, and then I can unclip it to take it off. So this is the dress on me. It came out pretty cute. The one issue I had that I could not get to go away is some buckling right here. It buckles outward. If you know how to fix that, let me know, because I tried everything I could think of and could not get it to lay right. That aside, I did have to take out 5 inches in the waist to get this to fit me. And I added a bow. And the bow is detachable. So I like that. I did add space in the pockets because the pockets that came in the pattern were very short. They were only about this deep. And now I can put, my whole hand in the pocket. I can put my whole phone in the pocket. So it works. Yeah, it came out as I wanted. I really like it. It just took more time than I expected and was a little more difficult to get fitted right than I expected. But other than that, I'm glad it's done. So I'm going to show some pictures of it outside and wrap up with some final thoughts.
I want you to see what I see. I see you. How I see you.
So So that's how it came out. And my final thoughts on this pattern, if you are going to make it, definitely do a mock-up. It will be worth it because most likely the sizing will be like mine, where it did not quite come out the way the pattern said it would. Will I do this one again? Probably not. I have a lot of sewing patterns and a lot that I am more satisfied with than this pattern itself. The dress is very cute. I like it. I will wear it. I really love it the way it came out, but it only came out that way because I had to completely redo it. So that's my thoughts on this pattern. And if you enjoy sewing vlogs and sewing content, give me a like, a subscribe, and tell me what your thoughts are on the dress. So, hope you have a great day.